Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is you're tuning in. So, I thought we would make some progress on our bag journal. So, I wanted to show you, I added this trim here. We added this flower up here and this one on this side. So, our cover is essentially done for now, unless we decide to add some stuff later. And on the inside, I have added this pocket, which obviously it's going to get some additions added to it, but it's here. So we have a nice little pocket here that I'm not sure. I might decide to cut the opening a little bit more. I haven't decided yet. So, but that's where we're at with that. So next, we're going to talk about signatures. So this we're going to put up in here, but we're not going to do that just yet. So we're going to talk about the signatures and how to decide that. So I know that my spine, or where my signatures is going to go, is 3 inches. So what I've done, I have cut a strip of paper that fits in here, and this is going to be our 3 inches. So there's a bunch of different ways you can do this to decide how you want to measure or determine how many signatures you need. I'm going to show you the way that I do it for something like this, which I feel makes it kind of easy. It's less math, but it helps you determine about what you're going to need. So I want at least 1/4 of an inch space for each signature. So I've kind of looked at that already. So all we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to fold this in half, which is going to give us where our center signature is. So very precisely, or as close as you can. It's okay if it's not 100%. It's still going to be great. I need a bone folder or something. I can make a nice firm crease. So I'm just going to do that here. Okay. So now we would be ready for 1 signature. Now next, I'm going to fold this into the middle here. So you could do this with, if you have here's what I'm going to do so you can see that line better too. Hang on, I'm going to just draw a little pencil line in here so you can see this. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera very well. So I'm just making a pencil line in that crease so you can see it. So now we're going to bring this in to that line, to the middle, as close as possible. If you have a folding board, that would be helpful for this part of the process. So now we would be set for 2 signatures. So I'm going to draw a line in here so you can see it. Okay. And now this I'm also going to bring in on this side to that line in the middle. So basically what we're making is a little template. It's going to be a guide for how many signatures we need, as well as where we're going to stitch them in. Okay, so now that would be 3 signatures, but that is still seems like quite a lot to me. And I believe I had a scrap of paper. I had kind of done some quick calculations and measuring. So that seems like a lot yet. So we're going to, 3, and I was thinking 1 in between each here, 1 on each side. So we're going to do this again. So I've already folded there and there. Now we are going to do, this might be easier to do this way. Now we're going to fold to the next one. So I'm going to fold here on this line, like so. All right. And now you can see what we got going on here. And you don't have to make those lines. I'm just doing it so they'll show up better for you guys to be able to see what we're doing. And this one can go in here like that. Line that up pretty well. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I used a pretty heavy piece of paper. Probably could have used something a little thinner, but I also wanted it to be pretty sturdy. So there's the next one. If you use thinner paper, it would probably be a little easier. And now we need one there and there. So this is going to be more fun. I might have to do it a little bit funky. Line up that one there on that side. And so I'm lining up my previous fold with the one inside, getting it creased at least on the ends to make sure we're lining up where I want it to be. Hopefully this is gonna go well. Yeah, there we go. It's fine. There we go. So that side is done. Like I said, there's different ways you can do this. So find the way that's best for you. Okay, so there's our next one. And then one more. So as you can see, the plan is for a number of signatures in this journal. And then how thick your signatures really is going to depend on how many pieces of paper you want into each signature as well. So I want to do about 15 pages. I know how much that how thick those will get. Also depends on the thickness of your paper that you're using. So sometimes I might remove a piece or add a piece or two depending on how thick my papers are that I'm using. Okay. So there you go. Now we have our quick template for this. So as you can see, this is going to be a bunch of signatures. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 signatures going into this one. Now, to determine where you're going to put your stitch lines, we're going to fold this in half. That gives us the middle, like so. So I'm folding it this way. Like that. And now we want to have at least an inch up here. So that I might actually measure. So then, whoa, that went wonky. Try that again. Nice, even there. Okay. So if we do this in half, does it give us good? So I'm going to cheat it up just a little bit because I don't want it to be that far in. How about there? Okay, that looks good. Like I said, I'm not really measuring, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So there's where our top one is. And now to get the same on this side, I'm going to fold this guy in here to get about the same. You could measure. You sure could. But it doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. So that's going to be pretty darn close. And you won't even notice it. This has got a little crooked. There we go. And crease that. Okay, so this is our template that we'll use. So here's our line here. And here is our line here. Now, this is going to go, this looks a little wider than that side. I am not bothered by that. Like I said, if that is something that you're not a fan of, just measure. You can use some measuring. So then this will go in here. this will fit like that. And then this will give us, let me find a ruler. So each signature is 6/8. So that gives us plenty of room to have 1/4 of an inch for each signature. So you have more space than really, at least for me, I think this will be perfect. And it's going to be a nice thick, full journal. I might take down the number of pages I put in each one, depending on how much decoration that we're going to put in here. So we have this set to go. And so now we know we need 7 signatures. So I'm going to stick this in the pocket so we don't lose it. And then we can move on to talking about paper and the signatures that we're going to use. So I've already pulled a bunch of stuff. I've already folded a bunch of papers and things. Let me grab my basket. And we have already been kind of collecting a few things and making a few things. So we made these pockets the other day. So we're going to add those to this journal. So set those off to the side. I got this beautiful sticker. This is going to go in here. So we're going to set it off to the side as well. I have a few other little fun bits and pieces here that are going in. So let me pull these papers out of this bin that I have been collecting stuff in. Set these off to the side. If I can get down to the bottom of my stack. Here we go. And I have a few extras for just in case for things. Okay. So we wanted to do a floral journal. Boho, we have our color scheme here that we're using. I have that right when I'm looking at everything. So I found some of these beautiful gardening pages that I thought would go with our colors. So we've got some gardening pages. Some of them are heavier. I found some calendar, some blank paper so that we can have lots of writing space. We have some things that I've done some bubble on, some bubble papers, and here's another bubble paper that I did. So these have all been folded. These are avocado die. Thought they would be great. Some art pages that we're going to do something fun with because they were kind of attached in different ways. More ledger here, some in green. I did some interesting folds, and this is from a Hans Christian Andersen book. It has this beautiful gold on it. Coffee filter that's been avocado dyed with some more of those art pages. But I mean, look at that. It's perfect. So we are just, I had to kind of look through a bunch of my old art books that I've been given. More of from The Little Mermaid. You can fold pages all different directions. This book is a little bit on a kind of a different size. So it was kind of trying to find things that would fit the width. So some of these are longer. We're going to fold them down, cut them down later. This was a sewing book, ideas for using your machine. I thought they were great patterns and textures. These are from quilt pieces or quilt blocking from some quilting magazines and books. So I have collected a bunch of different things. So what I'm going to do is kind of sort through these guys and figure out what we're going to put in each of our signatures. So here's some more plain. I should have been stacking these. This is grape dyed. So that's so pretty. But that's from grapes. I think that's from grapes. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And these beautiful deep purple envelopes are from grapes as well. So you can see we've got a ton of stuff here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video here and then get things sorted out because I don't want this video to be like massively huge. So I'm going to sort things out and then kind of go through the process of putting together the signatures. Okay, so I'm going to pause here and come back with a little bit more organization so I can show you how we're going to put our signatures together and then go from there. Okay,